At this time of year, I like to decorate my festive cake to imitate Christmas roses. It features real individual rose petals, frosted with egg white and caster sugar, and placed on the cake to resemble full blooms in all their glory. The rose is the queen of the garden, but unless you're very lucky, you won't have any growing in your garden at this time of year. So for this next cake decorating item, you'll need to buy a bunch. But you can see the wonderful effect we've created on this cake with these real frosted rose petals and how much they look like real roses when they're built back up, and you can see the high relief on the rose there. It's exquisitely delicate, and I know it looks incredibly complicated, but it isn't. It's extremely simple, and I'm going to prove to you just how simple it is right now. Now, first of all, you need your fresh rose petals. Now, I used white on the cake because I wanted to imitate the snow of Christmas, but I'm going to use yellow here against the dark board so you can see what I'm doing. Now, first of all, you want to beat up an egg white very lightly, and then just brush it over your rose petal, and you want to cover every bit of the surface of the rose petal. So I'm just going to turn that over and do the other side as well. And then you want to sprinkle that with caster sugar. Now, just bear in mind that some people are a bit worried about egg whites, so although technically you could eat these, you probably wouldn't want to in reality. So we'll just put some caster sugar over the other side. There we go. And you leave that overnight to dry, and by the next morning it'll be absolutely hard like this one here. Quite crisp, but quite brittle as well, so you have to be a little bit careful with it. Then you want to take some royal icing, and this is just icing sugar with a bit of egg white again mixed in, and put a lovely big dollop over the bit of the cake where you want to build up the rose. There it is. And then take those lovely rose petals and start to build it up. Now, what I love about the royal icing is it's so thick, it allows you to sit the rose petals up and they won't fall down, and you build a sort of relief, and that's why the rose looks so authentic. You can just see the rose building up there, and I'm going to keep going to get that multi-layered effect that you do see in real roses. And if you can, just use slightly smaller petals when you get to the center so that you make it look as much like a real rose as possible. There we go, sit that little one there, and one more here. And you keep going till you've covered the whole of the surface of the cake, and you can see how wonderfully delicate it looks. It really is exquisite, and I particularly like these white roses. I think it's very, very Christmassy. It's absolutely charming, and I really do think it would grace any Christmas table.